Coffee with you guys in a while, so I thought I would do that as we do a little, what am I calling this again? Luxury lessons with Lisa, life lesson, I don't know, some whatever this series is that I told you guys I was gonna sort of do, and just lost the lid. I'll get that in a minute. Anyway, guys, it hasn't changed. Still doing a double shot of espresso with my Nespresso machine, Virtuo machine, my Premier Protein, and then this is just a concoction of a sugar-free caramel and chocolate syrup by Walden Farms that I just put in that like mustard or ketchup container to pour, but anyway. And this was a lovely Starbucks cup that one of Hannah's camp friends' mom did for all the girls, because it was that girl's birthday when Hannah was at camp. So anyway, she's not using it, I am. Hold please while I get the top and the straw. So today's video is actually going to be commenting on a video that Nancy Klarnas, I think that's how you say her last name. I will have both her channel and the video linked below. She did this actually a couple months ago, and I think, as I told you guys, I've kind of been keeping this like running list of videos that as I'm watching them think, ooh, okay, well this is how I feel about that topic, or yeah, I totally agree with you, or no, I really disagree with you, and everything sort of in between. So Nancy did a video, the original sort of, I think, genesis of her video was to talk about the topic that was going around at that time about is luxury YouTube video dead? Or luxury YouTube, is it dead? And she went through a whole bunch of different things. We're gonna go sit down, chat about those things. I have quite a few notes that I wrote down as I was watching her video. I just rewatched it actually and took notes. So as I wanted to be, it had been probably a good 2 months since I had seen the video. So I wanted to rewatch it so I could speak more intelligently to it. I do have a couple of sections kind of flagged that I will show you as a part of my video, so you kind of know what I'm talking about. And you know, so I don't want to paraphrase Nancy. I want to make sure that I am accurately representing what she's saying. So anyway, I may or may not do my makeup as we do this. I may just continue to be completely barefaced here, but anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so I think I might do just like a tiny bit of makeup just because we are going out with some people for dinner tonight at I wouldn't say like a super nice restaurant, but it's a steak restaurant. So anyway, I'll do, like I said, a little. I am using this new, and again, if I use something, guys, I'll link it below, this new Hydra Beauty Camellia Water Cream from Chanel that I tried after Emily recommended it and was buying it, and I finally went through my samples, and so I just bought a new bottle when I went to see Andrew for the 23B launch, which, just FYI, I started to vlog that, and honestly, they didn't really have very much stock in, so I like filmed a couple things, and I don't know, maybe I'll throw it into a video somewhere, but there really wasn't much to see. So anyway, so Nancy's video was, like I said, it sort of started about, is luxury YouTube dead? And the first thing that she talked about, and something that I thought was really important to talk about, was that she noticed that, well, first of all, she talked about some other people who had addressed the topic in the past, which I think I had actually done a video on it. And one of the things she said was that when she got done watching, I think she mentioned like Caleb's video on it, that, you know, in her suggested, you know, watch this next kind of thing, which, you know, if you're, depending on how you're watching it, like when I watch it on my phone, they come like below the video. So if like you scroll up, you'll see videos that YouTube is recommending for you to watch. And what she noticed was that what she was being recommended by YouTube were actually the YouTubers that she's already subscribed to. And her point was sort of like, why? Like, wouldn't it be better if, and I'll play this clip of Nancy's video so you understand what she was saying.
I'm being fed the exact same people over and over and over again. People I'm already subscribed to. And how is that helpful to somebody like me as a small channel? So I watch a video by Caleb, and in my suggested recommended feed, it says another video by Caleb, and then maybe 2 or 3 in the row. And it's just like, well, that's funny. Why wouldn't it be suggesting to me people like Caleb? Maybe people Caleb is subscribed to, or similar videos on the topic that I watch. No, it's like the same videos. So I have subscribed to Autumn Beckman, Winnie BLV, all the, the usual people, Mix, all those. Everyone I'm subscribed to is across there. And the new videos are few and far between. But on this topic, interestingly enough, as I started to watch a couple, a new YouTuber came up one I'd never seen before. I shouldn't say brand new, has around 600 subscribers. I had never heard of them. They'd been on YouTube. I went down the rabbit hole of their page. They've been on YouTube for a couple of years, probably about as long as I have been. And I'm like, how did I never ever come across you? We have similar content, we have similar taste, and they're in London, so that's one thing. Maybe we're on different continents, but I subscribe to Australian creators, British creators. I watch content from all over the world.
The idea is that if you're only getting fed videos by creators that you're already subscribed to, that doesn't help smaller creators. You're never going to come across some of those. And interestingly, I had put up a poll, which now of course is gone from my Instagram, but I was curious to know how you all watched videos. And I will say, and so I'm guilty of it, and I'm going to talk about one of the things that I'm going to try to do to sort of rectify the wrongs that I probably do to smaller creators or creators that I, have never watched or seen before. But I basically only watch my subscription feed. I very rarely scroll my homepage, the sort of, I guess, what YouTube sort of thinks you want to watch or recommended based on your viewing history and, that sort of thing. So I hardly ever go there. I mean, obviously when I open YouTube, it opens to that page, but I immediately click my little tab on the button or on the bottom that says subscribe and scroll through, the people that I subscribe to and watch their videos. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I'm going to try to be better, and I have been since I literally have no makeup brushes, so they're over there and I'm not gonna get up to go get them, so we'll do that later. So let's take these out. So I have tried in the last, since I watched Nancy's video, to be more cognizant and do a better job of watching videos from my recommended, I guess that's probably what they are, right? They're recommended videos, so that I can discover some new channels, and I have done that. So I think that's one thing, like I said, that I want to continue doing. The other thing that I would like to do is to, once a week in one of my videos, shout out a new to me, probably smaller channel, but maybe even a bigger channel, but something that's new to me, a channel that I haven't seen before, and somebody that I think is worth watching. I can remember when Dayle from Dayle's Addiction, again, I will have her channel list linked down below, shouted me out in a video, and I know it was back when we were still living in our house in Kansas City, because I literally remember where I was. I was sitting at my makeup desk in our bathroom, and that's where I watch a lot of YouTube, is, you know, getting ready. And I was watching some video, and she, at that point in my channel, I was doing, like, starting off my videos with doing like my bag of the day and my fragrance of the day, and she thought that was a fun thing to do, and so she decided to do it in her video. And because of that, and she said she had gotten that idea from me, she shouted out my video, and I definitely saw a spike, you know, that day and a half of new subscribers to my channel. And I just can't tell you, like, how amazing that felt to have my name and my channel mentioned by a creator that first of all, that I look up to and that I really admire in this space, as well as, you know, somebody who has a bigger audience than I did at that time, and obviously still does by a lot. But it meant a lot. So even though, you know, I have, as of the filming of this video, I have hit the 2,000 subscriber mark. So thank you so much for everyone that has subscribed. I greatly appreciate it. And we made it well before my 1-year anniversary. So like I said, thank you for that. Even though I only have 2,000 whatever right now subscribers, you know, if I can shout out somebody who only has 500 subscribers, or 1,000 subscribers, or 15, whatever it is, or even, like I said, somebody maybe who has more than I do, but that, you know, I just found, I would like to do that. To me, it's sort of like that kind of paying it forward concept, and also hoping that we can expand this community, because I agree with some of the things that Nancy has said, and we're going to get into those, that she really talked about, and I think was really sort of the main thrust of her video, was not so much about, is luxury YouTube dying, but sort of maybe what contributes to being a popular or, you know, successful YouTube channel and things like that. So I definitely have some things that I agree with her about that I want to talk about, but I think maybe one of the things that I can do, at least as a creator, to try to help expand and grow the community and, you know, sort of extend that feeling of goodwill, etc., is to mention a channel that maybe some of you don't know about, and some of you will probably know about these people. So regardless of the size, I'm going to make it a priority to, in one video a week, mention a channel that I have recently discovered and am enjoying. Okay, so I went in between the break there to grab my blush brush and a couple of other brushes so I could continue doing what I was doing. So the next thing that Nancy talked about was collaborations. This was a very interesting topic, and I know that the sort of group that Nancy was talking about, some of those creators addressed her video and in a very kind way, and, you know, sort of took some responsibility for the way maybe they're being perceived, and, you know, sort of will try to do better. But anyway, I'll play a little bit here and then I'll come back.
So my first point is collaborations. And I think that was the biggest thing that frustrated me about luxury YouTube, was it seemed like the same players playing with other players, and it wasn't very friendly for the new folks to join in on the party. There's a group of YouTubers, I'm not gonna say what I call them, but a group of YouTubers who are all friends. They all collab constantly. They do gift exchange together, and a few people have, you know, infiltrated that group. But I'm not a clout chaser. I know that is common, that you are supposed to collaborate. I think the whole algorithm is made to facilitate that. So you collaborate with somebody and you cross promote each other and you become bigger and bigger and bigger. Being the introverted person that I am, I have troubles with that. I don't want someone to think that I'm just there to use them for growing my channel or being whatever. And it's just really hard for me to infiltrate into those predefined cliques that are out there. And that's literally what I feel like that's out there.
So as you can see, Nancy was talking about a group of YouTubers who, you know, tend to collab a lot together, and that, you know, there have been some sort of, I loved how she described it, infiltrations of the group. You know, the group had expanded a little bit, but that, you know, primarily they kind of keep to themselves as far as their collaborations are concerned. I've seen sort of one person recently kind of been added to the group, and I think that's great. But, you know, Nancy's point was that as a smaller creator, collaborations can really help. And I can attest to that. Again, back to Dayle, I had somebody made a comment or something about, like, you know, why are you always talking about Dayle or whatever? Well, first of all, like I said, I really admire Dayle, and I admire her frankness and truthfulness, and, you know, sort of willing to, why is this brush not in here? Sort of tell it like it is. And I also like her style. I admire the bag she has and the way she, you know, doesn't care sort of what other people think and is true to herself. And, you know, I do consider her a friend on YouTube. You know, if I'm looking for advice or want to bounce an idea off of someone, I tend to go to Dayle because, like I said, I like her and she seemed approachable. And I guess that's one thing that I hope people feel about me, that if you have any questions, and again, I'm nowhere near the size of Dayle, but I hope that nobody feels about me as how Nancy did about some of these sort of cliques that we sometimes see in the YouTube community. And I hope people feel like they can approach me, and I would love to do a collab with whoever. But one of the things Nancy talked about was not wanting to feel like you're riding somebody's coattails. And I can understand that. I mean, I can tell you that when I did the collab with Dayle, when we both revealed our Fendi mohair baguettes, that, you know, I didn't have as much to offer to Dayle in that collaboration as she did for me, right? I mean, if I had to take a guess and looked, you know, if we could literally print out a list of subscribers for each of our channels, I would venture to guess that probably 80%, if not more, of my subscribers are common to Dayle, right? I think that, you know, if you enjoy me, you would definitely enjoy Dayle, and vice versa. Now, obviously, you know, there are lots of people that subscribe to Dayle that don't just subscribe to me, just by evidence of pure numbers, right? If you look, you know, I think Dayle's at 9,000 or somewhere around that amount, and I'm at 2. So, you know, there's a big delta there. But my point is that her doing a collab with me certainly benefited me when it comes to subscribers a lot more than it benefited her. But she still did it, and I really, really appreciated that. And so again, if there's somebody out there that wants to do a collab with me and you are a smaller creator than I am, despite me being also a tiny creator, I would love to do that. I mean, if it's, you know, obviously it needs to be something that makes sense for both of our channels, but, you know, I think that doing collaborations is a great way to, you know, expose your subscribers to somebody else that's new, and that person's channel's subscribers to you, right? That's the whole purpose of a collaboration. Now, one of the things that Nancy talked about, and I think it's really important to talk about here, is she described how being a YouTube creator in this community can be toxic. And I think she referenced a video that Romina Rose May had done. I'm not sure that I saw that video. I probably did, because I generally watch Romina's videos. But that it almost takes her sometimes back to a place of when she was, you know, 10 years old and didn't feel like she fit in with the, you know, kids around her, and that she was different, and, you know, that sort of, I don't want to say mean girls mentality, but, you know, that I think she said she's 47. Okay, clearly I cannot put mascara on and talk at the same time while looking in this, so I'll be back in a second. And I would agree with Nancy's assessment that, especially when it comes to the luxury YouTube community, and I'm not necessarily talking about people, other creators, but I think I'm talking more about viewers. And I can say this because of some comments, but is that I think when people think about somebody being a luxury content creator, you have a certain like sort of vision or of what that person should look like, what their life should be like, what their, you know, what their house should be like, what their lifestyle should be like. And, you know, I think, again, probably because it's luxury, like I said, I think a lot of times you think that it should be only for the beautiful people, right? People who are, you know, wearing sample sizes and jetting off to the Maldives every other month and partying on yachts and getting invited to fashion shows and things like that. And like I said, I think some of it comes with the territory and the particular niche that we're in, right? I'm not sure that if you were watching a YouTube video about financial advice, you would expect that person to be, you know, a size 2 and, you know, having perfectly straight teeth and, you know, beautifully coiffed hair and all of those things. I don't think you would have that expectation. I think part of it comes because of the particular niche that we're in. So I guess really the point here is that, you know, just like we're trying to break down barriers when it comes to race and other ethnicities and anything else that creates differences between people, I hope that when people are watching a particular type of video, whatever genre it's in, that we try to put our biases to the side and just accept the person for who they are and what they're speaking about. So, you know, it shouldn't matter what somebody looks like. If they're talking about a bag that you have an interest in and they are giving you the type of information that you want and that you need in order to make an informed purchase, what does it matter what they look like or whether they're, you know, getting on a bus to go to Akron, Ohio for their vacation, or whether they're getting on a first class Virgin Airways, you know, trip to London? I mean, it shouldn't matter about those things. What matters is the content and whether it fills that need. So the next thing that Nancy talked about was content. And she talked about the fact that, especially when she started watching YouTube, and I didn't hear her say differently, so I guess I'm going to assume, I could be wrong. So, you know, Nancy, if I'm wrong about this, please correct me in the comments below so that people know correctly. But she talked about sort of using YouTube as really what YouTube was not started for, but what YouTube, I think, started as originally, which was a search engine tool, right? I mean, first of all, YouTube is owned by Google, one of the biggest search engine platforms in the world, probably the biggest if I had to guess. And so therefore, YouTube is also, one of its purposes is a search engine tool. So if I'm looking for how to put together an IKEA pack system and I don't want to just rely on those stupid pictures that have absolutely no verbiage on how to do anything from IKEA, I can go find a video and watch somebody do step by step how to put together that PAX wardrobe. Thankfully, I have some construction people next door who are going to be doing that. Thank God, because, you know, I'm the person who puts together IKEA things in our family, and sometimes the language during those can get a little dicey. But anyway, I digress. My point is that if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, YouTube is great. YouTube is also great if you are searching for the wear and tear on a Louis Vuitton Neverfull. And so I'm thinking about buying one. I want to know, okay, after you've had it for 5 years, how does it hold up? I can go search that, right? That's the search engine part of YouTube. and that she, at least in the beginning, when she started watching YouTube, it was for that purpose, right? She was trying to find out, if I'm going to buy this item, is it a good idea? Is this a good value for me? I differ from that. And like I said, maybe the reason that she watches things is different now. But YouTube for me is the entertainment content that I consume, okay? My husband, David, will watch the Mad Men series 27 times on Netflix. Is it on Netflix? I think it's on Netflix. He'll watch Breaking Bad a bazillion times. That's what he enjoys watching. I enjoy watching YouTube. So, well, yes, I certainly use YouTube as a search engine. And, if I'm researching a bag, if I want to know, how does this wear, what fits in, those kind of things, or how to put together an IKEA pack system, I certainly use YouTube for that. But I would say 98% of my viewing of YouTube is for entertainment purposes. And so therefore, I watch YouTube because of the creator. I don't generally watch, obviously I'm watching in niches that I'm interested in, okay? I'm not generally going and watching some guy that does drag racing or something because I think he's cool and I like his personality. So, take this with a grain of salt. But my point is that there are certainly YouTube creators that create content in the luxury space, but also then maybe do some mom content because they recently had a baby, or they're not my age. Maybe it's a creator who does fashion, but they're only, 28 or 30 as opposed to me. So I'm not necessarily watching them because I'm getting information that I find valuable. I just like watching that person. I find them interesting, or I identify with them in some way that makes them interesting to me. So even though the, best Amazon purchases for a new mom isn't something that I really care about, and I'm not going to be purchasing those items, I might still watch that video because I subscribe to that person. I want to support their channel, and it's something for me to watch. Now, will it be the first thing that I'll watch that day if that's what pops up as a new video on my subscription feed? Probably not. I'll probably watch the ones that are more, within what the type of content that I really enjoy watching, or that I think I might get something out of. But I'll probably still end up watching that video, like I said, just because I enjoy that person. But one of the other things that Nancy talked about as it relates to content was this pressure that we feel, and it would be interesting to know if other creators in other niches feel this same type of pressure. I think I would be naive to think that there aren't sort of similar types of pressures in other niches, but the pressure to sort of feel like you need to do what everybody else is doing in that niche. So, Nancy talked about, you have to have the huge packs, wardrobe system behind you with all of your bags displayed beautifully, and, the 4 items of clothing that are evenly spaced across the rod so it looks like a boutique, and all those kind of aesthetics, and the Chanel and Dior coffee table books sitting stacked, with a little statue on it, or what I'm saying. There's a lot of these sort of cliche type of things that we think of for a luxury YouTuber's background, right? And like I said, I think I would be naive to think that if I was in the, like I said, the financial planning or financial advice genre, that there aren't similar type things there, right? They probably are all sitting with, backgrounds of books and, things that make them look smart and whatever. Anyway, I'm sure they have similar things, is my point. But this pressure, like I said, to look a certain way, to have a certain background, to live a certain lifestyle, it's not good. And, be unique and be yourself. And, you know, I'll give a couple of examples here. One, you know, people ask sometimes, you know, if I've gotten negative comments, and I will say really the only negative comment I have ever received was from I don't know if they're a subscriber or not, but from somebody who watched my videos who basically made a comment about how, you know, how can you be a luxury YouTuber? You know, you have no art on the walls and your bed's not made and you have this ugly, you know, background and whatever. And, you know, of course and I did not respond. And I think one of you came to my defense, which was very sweet of you. But I just ignored the comment. But, you know, the first thought I had was, okay, clearly you're somebody who has never watched my channel before, because if you did, you would know that we're going through like an entire renovation of a condo and, you know, we don't have any of our stuff. So anyway, but my second thought, and really which should have been my first thought, was who the F cares? Like, I'm talking about this bag, and if I'm giving you the information you want about that bag, or, you know, am entertaining you with what I'm talking about this bag, what does it care? What does it matter what my background looks like? So, you know, again, one of those, like, a pressure to look a certain way and for your background to look a certain way. It sort of reminds me of when my two older ones were going to elementary school, and I would take them to school and I would see these moms. We lived in a pretty affluent neighborhood, and see these moms who like literally were completely like dressed to the nines and full makeup on and all of that. And I thought to myself, like, good God, what time did you get up this morning that you look like that at, you know, 8:15? Because, I mean, none of these moms worked, by the way, okay? So it's not like these women were like dropping their kids off at school and then going to work. No. They were all gonna go, you know, to yoga class or something, or go play tennis, or, you know, go have coffee at Starbucks with their friend. I mean, they weren't going to work. So, you know, don't think that that's what was happening there. But I just remembered, I'm thinking, you know, like, I'm just rolling out of bed here. I'm probably still in my pajamas because I'm driving my kids to school because, you know, we carpooled and things like that. But my point was, you know, I was going through the drive-through line at school or whatever. So like I said, 95% of the time I was in my pajamas, in my slippers, in that car. So, you know, I rolled out of bed. I made my kids breakfast. I made their lunches. We, you know, packed up their backpacks, got them into the minivan, drove through the car line and whatever. But like I said, I would see these moms and I'm like, why? Who are you trying to impress? I guess was my point in that story. And I sort of feel like that's how luxury YouTube is people expect you, you know, we need to impress you for some reason as a viewer. And I know, I mean, the subscribers that I have, and those of you that are watching this video as my subscribers, I know are not like this at all. But there are definitely people out there, and if you watch, especially some of the bigger YouTubers, you know, you'll see they'll do videos sometimes on kind of the people that leave nasty comments on their videos and what they're saying. And it's just like, you know, we're all people here, and just because I decide to speak about luxury items, why does that mean that I have to conform to some cookie cutter idea of what a luxury YouTuber is like? And to that point, I really liked something that Nancy said, was that your content should reflect the reality of your life. So if you go out for, you know, 90% of your life without makeup, in, you know, a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie, why should you put on a full face of makeup and some, you know, beautiful Zimmerman blouse just to make a video? Like, shouldn't your channel reflect you as a person? And it should, but yet as a creator, we often feel this pressure to look a certain way, and so that our channel may not reflect who we truly are as a person. And if that's how you're feeling, if you are a creator watching this, I would just implore you to be yourself and to not succumb to the pressure of feeling like you have to present yourself in a certain way or look a certain way or sit in front of a background that looks a certain way. I certainly hope that I come across as a genuine person. I think that the people that have met me in person, and I've met several subscribers now in the last couple months in person since being here in New York and spending time with you, I certainly hope that those people found me to be exactly the same in person as I come across on video. I think that's what makes a creator successful, is if I am coming across as a genuine person and you feel like you connect with me, that to me is when I feel successful. It's not necessarily, I mean, having more subscribers is great, and I guess, you know, that's something that we kind of use as a benchmark of our success. And, you know, it certainly should not be the only benchmark of success. But my point is that to me, the ultimate success for me and to feel like I have succeeded in this channel is that I am coming across as a genuine person and you feel like you connect with me, and that's why you watch my videos, that's why when it pops up on your subscription feed, if you're subscribed to me, that's why you click on my video first, because you like watching me and you want to see what it is I'm going to talk about, whether it's something that maybe isn't totally up your alley. You know, going to with my family on a pizza tour, you may be like, I could care less about a pizza tour, but you know, I like Lisa, I like her family, so you know, I'll watch. But my point is that I want to be as genuine to you all as I possibly can be, and yeah, I hope that that's how you find me. So I think that's it. I've rambled on definitely long enough for this video. Nancy, thank you so much for making your video. When I watched it the first time, I immediately knew that I wanted to use this as an opportunity to talk about some of these things, and watching it again, like I said, taking notes, it really did hit home on a lot of fronts. So thank you for your video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. See, here we go with the whole algorithm things. And if you have not subscribed, we would love to have you here. If you feel like this is something that you enjoy and you would like to be a part of this community, then I would welcome you, and click the subscribe button down below. And of course the notification bell, so you know when I upload videos. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't had enough of me yet, I will pop another video up here for you to watch. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.